resolution. So in this case, mine's actually set to 720, so I need to change that to 1920 by 1080 so that my stream is actually being output at 1080. And then to make sure you are on 60 FPS, you just want to come down here to common FPS values, because yours might be on 30. You want to make sure it is set to 60 properly. And then for this downscale filter, it's defaults to bicubic, but it's really not too big of a difference in my opinion, but Lanczos is technically better quality. But that's it. Those are the best settings for 1080p 60 FPS in Streamlabs desktop. Hope this helped. See you guys in the next one.
If you want to grow as a streamer, there are rules. You can't just go live and hope for the best. You will waste your time. That's why I decided to write down my top 10 tips for every single small streamer and what they should know before they go live. And when I started writing, I couldn't stop. I ended up with over 30 tips that every single creator, not just small ones, should know if they want to grow in this industry. Even scarier, I realized over half of them were crucial to having long-term, sustainable, and effective growth as a streamer. Let's go. Hey, I'm LJ with StreamScheme.com. I'm also a variety streamer, and here are my 32 crucial tips if you want to grow your stream. And I have a challenge for you, Billy. That's right, I want you to make a note of every single tip in this video that you are already doing, and then comment down below your score out of 32. I've split this entire video up into categories and put time codes in the description so you can skip ahead to whatever part you want, but I will throw it out there. The final tip of this video is crucial. If you are not growing as a streamer, if you are not growing as a creator, you will need to listen to that final tip. It'll completely change how you look at your content, and I promise you, if you do it properly, you will actually start growing. So all that and more coming up, but first, let me tell you about our sponsor, Own.tv. Own.tv are your one-stop shop for all things streaming related. They have emotes, they have sound alerts, they have overlay packages, they've got absolutely everything. One of the best things about Own is their overlay packs are entirely modular, which means that you will not have the same pack as your friends, as your other streamers. You will be able to make it unique to you and just pick and choose what parts you want. And for you laptop streamers and low-end PC streamers, they also have overlay packs that are static, meaning it's less intensive on your PC than all those animated assets. The overlay pack that is perfect for your stream might be over on Own.tv. You don't know unless you click that link in the description. Go have a look and just see. And if you do buy by using the link in the description, you do support the channel. And without Owned, we couldn't make these videos. So a massive thank you to Own.tv for supporting us. Let's get into this and let's start at the beginning with my beginner tips. Now, even if you've been streaming for a while, I'm sure there is something in here that you haven't done and you absolutely should have done. For the very first tip, I want you to expect to have 0 viewers for your first stream or for your first week of streaming. And that is okay. Turn off your viewer count and stream as if you have hundreds of viewers. There are multiple reasons for this. The first, you need to practice your skills as a streamer and practice your skills as an entertainer. The second reason is because you need to think about every single stream as if you are producing content for another platform. I see so many people say, I'm not going to talk to myself. I'm not going to try to be entertaining when I have 0 viewers. That's idiotic. No, sitting there stone-faced like a zombie playing a video game and not even trying to be an entertaining streamer is more idiotic. If you're streaming just to mess around and have fun, go for it. But if you're streaming because you want to grow, then you need to stream as if you're producing content for TikTok, for YouTube Shorts, for Instagram, and every other social media platform out there. Don't worry, later in this video, I will show you a tip that'll not only improve yourself as a streamer, but also it'll help you find all the best bits for your stream so you can use them later. I wasn't going to include it because I feel like it's obvious, but third reason, that viewer count isn't accurate. It takes minutes for it to update. If someone joins, it'll still say 0. They'll see your stone-faced zombie and they'll just leave. Then it will go 1. You'll try to talk to them. They won't reply because they're already gone. Just a fact. The second tip might seem obvious to you, but I promise it is not. Use titles, tags, and smart category choices if you actually want to grow. You might be surprised to hear this, but the large majority of creators are not titling their streams, and they are just writing the words chill vibes, or they're simply writing the name of the game. That is literally it, and there is no reason for a person to click on that stream. There is nothing special, nothing unique, and nothing clickable about those titles. And the sad part is, even if you did create a unique title, you are not making smart category choices. You're streaming Fortnite, Warzone, Apex Legends, or any other massive, overly saturated category because apparently that's the only game you enjoy. But if you have 0 viewers and you are not producing content on other platforms, then you will not be discovered in those categories. You will not be discovered on Twitch. You need to pick a category that you can actually be discovered in, something you can sit in the top 3 rows and then use a unique and engaging title and a nice solid looking thumbnail so that people will actually click on you rather than the person next to you. If you do this, you'll start to get a few clicks and a few viewers. And I promise you, just getting 3 to 4 viewers is much better than sitting in the Warzone category and streaming to 0 viewers forever. Tip number 3, turn your VODs on, or at the very least, record your streams. Every time I click on someone from the YouTube comments or the Discord, because yes, I love to look at our community streams and see what they're doing. It helps me make these videos. You guys don't have your VODs being saved, which means I can't review your channels or I can't check out your content to give you feedback. And it also means you're kind of just wasting your time. If you stream for 3 to 4 hours and you don't record any of it and you don't save any of the VODs for later and there are no clips of it, well, that is gone. If you didn't even get any followers from that stream, it means you achieved nothing. If you stream to 0 viewers for 4 hours, but at the very least you saved your VOD, it means you can go back and use the highlighter tool to find all the best bits, create clips, and post them to other social media, or in general, populate your Twitch stream. If you want to turn your VODs on, you can see it on screen now. Go to your settings, go to stream, and you can click this little button here that says save VODs. Tip number 4, subscribe to this channel and give it a like to help the algorithm. Just kidding. Tip number 4 is actually to set up your bios and Twitch panels and everything else. I'm so tired of clicking on streams who have just literally no panels, or they've just got a donation panel. I'm not going to go into this because I just did a whole video breakdown on how to set up your panels. I'll just link that in the description or in the cards on the channel. Just please set up your panels properly. Stop it. Stop just putting a donation button. I can't handle it, Billy. In that video, I also cover how you need to set up a business PayPal or a brand new PayPal account because it'll dox you otherwise. You'll give out your full name, it'll give out your email address, your phone number, and even sometimes your home address. Seriously, go watch that video on bios and panels after this one. Tip number 5, I'm going to slide a quiet but also very powerful tip here. If you're streaming for money, fame, or generally streaming because you want to do it as a job because it seems easy, then you're probably going to quit. This industry is absolutely brutal, and you're going to need so much more motivation and discipline if you want to actually grow in it, because you get none of that for a very long time as a streamer. You get very little money, you get very little fame until you're much larger. If you're doing it because you have a passion for it, you'll be much better off. Tip number 6, please make all brand new social media. Don't list your full name on your social media. Don't link back to your old socials. Don't use your personal Facebook account. Seriously, make brand new social media and stop doxing your full name. Trolls and other people can hurt you if they get that information. Protect yourself, protect your identity, please. Tip number 7, set up your Twitch auto moderation, because I found out a lot of you guys have no idea that Twitch has built-in auto mod and that you can turn it on. I covered pretty much this entire process in my video about how to stop bots from a few weeks ago. If you want to see a full breakdown, go check that out. But otherwise, you can see it in your moderation tools on your stream dashboard. Because I deep dived into auto mod in another very recent video, I'm not going to do it here. Instead, I will give you a bonus tip that I see constantly on Reddit and all sorts of other streamer platforms. Take all of your personal information and put it in your banned phrases on Twitch. This is such a good idea if you want to leak all your personal information easily. If you happen to leak your phone number, your email address, your home address, your full name, whatever it is, and then someone finds that and comes to your Twitch chat and types in the phone number and it doesn't come up because it's a banned phrase, all you have done is give that person confirmation that they did find your phone number, address, or whatever else. They can now confidently dox you, troll you, and hurt you because they are 100% correct in the information they have received. LJ, if it's banned phrases though, it means that it won't come up in Twitch chat and other people won't find out about it. It's called adding dashes, adding numbers, or just sending it in multiple messages. Banned phrases does very little unless you're willing to add hundreds of variations to what you're trying to protect. But if they post your phone number and try and troll you with it, all you have to do is ban them and go, that was weird, and laugh it off, then handle it privately. Tip number 8, lock in a schedule and absolutely stick to it. I'm adding this one in, even though I've said it 1,000 times, because it still is something I need to repeat. People do not understand how crucial this is. I know some people have work and life issues that they won't be able to overcome, and that's fine. I have a tip for you in a second that'll help you with your schedule. I get messaged by people both in the Discord, on Twitter, and in the YouTube comments dozens and dozens of times a day saying, LJ, I'm streaming consistently. I have been for months. I'm streaming good content in good categories, and I have no idea what's going wrong. I'm not growing. The first thing I do is go directly to their Twitch stream and look at their Twitch schedule. If they are actually streaming consistently, it will appear here and show me, at least in the past 3 weeks, when they went live, for how long, and on what days. And almost every single time, they are streaming at random hours of the day, random days of the week, and they're streaming random games with no consistency. If your only discovery method is going to be Twitch, then you need to lock in a schedule, because humans are creatures of habit. Every day at 7:15 when you go live, they want to sit down with their dinner and watch you. If you are not there, they will watch someone else. It doesn't matter. It's just a fact. This might not be what you want to hear if you want to be a streamer, but if you cannot set a consistent schedule because of work or general life, then set a consistent schedule as a YouTuber. Start with making videos until your life opens back up and use streaming as a secondary engagement tool. You need to start building an audience. You can't just go, well, I can't have a schedule, so I'll just do my best. No, stop trying. Focus on videos. At least one video a week is better for consistency. Tip number 9, grab yourself an overlay pack, whether it's from owned or a free one. I don't really care. Just please get something that looks professional. Get something that isn't blurry, the wrong sizing, and just generally looks scuffed. Some overlay packs are scuffed by aesthetic, but you can definitely tell the difference between actually scuffed and aesthetically scuffed. Just get yourself something that looks proper. Tip number 10, you've heard it before, and I'm saying it again because it is the most important piece of advice I can give you. Every single day I get asked, I hate my voice, I hate my face, I hate looking at myself, I can't stand it. Okay? Then this is all you have to do. Every single day, get a phone, get a camera, open up your webcam, it doesn't matter what. Hit record. Film yourself for 10 minutes, talking and trying to be as entertaining as possible. End the 10-minute recording, don't watch it. Go away, don't think about it. The next day, sit down, watch your entire 10 minutes without speeding it up, without looking away, close everything else. Just focus on watching it. You'll very quickly realize what you need to improve. As soon as you finish watching that 10 minutes, hit record and film another 10 minutes. Don't watch it, come back the next day and repeat. Not only do I go live 4 nights a week and make these videos weekly, but I still record myself daily for 10 minutes. I get fully dressed up, turn the lights on, turn everything on, and do it every single day. So if you've heard me give you this tip before and you haven't started doing it, or you've listened to this now and you're not going to start doing it, why? Do you not want to become a better entertainer? Do you not want to improve? There's no downside here. You can't fail. You're not sharing the 10 minutes with anyone else. All it is improvement and steps, taking action. It's up to you. Tip number 11, we're starting the tech tips. Time to familiarize yourself with OBS or Streamlabs OBS. It doesn't matter which one you're using. Just sit down, close the software, open up guides, and start reading and watching. You need to understand what OBS is, what Streamlabs is, and how to use them effectively. These are your tools as a streamer to making your stream polished, professional, and look good. Don't get distracted with your music, stop replying to Discord messages, close down your other YouTube videos and your Twitch streams. Just seriously spend time studying OBS and studying Streamlabs. Too many people hit go live without understanding how to use their software, and they're plagued with technical issues and things that should not be fixed while you're live. They should be fixed before you go live. If you need any help, I have guides on this channel, so please go check them out and familiarize yourself with your tools. Tip number 12, learn about your GPU and CPU resources and where you can find the information about them inside Streamlabs and inside OBS. The amount of people who say that they're dropping frames when in reality they're lagging frames or skipping frames or vice versa is kind of insane. So let's cover exactly how to tell the difference real fast and where you can find the statistics panel so you know exactly which one is the issue. Starting with Streamlabs OBS, we're going to look at the performance tab. If we look down here at the bottom, you can see a performance tab and you can give it a click and turn on quick view. This will show you your CPU usage, your frame rate, your bit rate, and most importantly, your dropped frames percentages. But sadly, this is all it will show you. I do wish there was a little bit more information, but there isn't. OBS absolutely has Streamlabs beaten in this regard. If you want to find out what is going wrong with the stream, they have it on their statistics panel. I want you guys to head up to the view section and I want you to click on stats. This is where you can see literally everything. If we look at this section here, you'll see frames missed due to rendering lag, and that means your graphics card is lagging. Skipped frames or encoding lag is your CPU usage, or if you use NVENC encoding, then it's your graphics card chip struggling. Dropped frames is included here, and this means your network or bitrate is wrong. If you want a full breakdown of that, I have another video on the channel as well. If you use this to determine the problem, you can then solve it much easier. I have a whole video breaking down each of these and how to solve them as well if you need it. It's called How to Fix a Laggy Stream, and it's on the channel. Seriously, you guys go watch the rest of this channel. There's so many resources for you. Tip number 3, check your canvas, your output, your FPS, and your bitrate, and make sure they actually all work together. So many people are just throwing stuff out there. I saw one guy try to have a 20,000 bitrate for Twitch streaming the other day. That's not how that works. By the way, hey, if you're using Streamlabs OBS, come here. Check your advanced settings and make sure dynamic bitrate is turned off. This tool is literally Satan's butthole. It is really bad. Do not use it. It'll kill your stream. If you want a quick guide to resolutions, canvases, frame rates, and all that, then I have one linked to the description. It's the Twitch one. It shows you everything you can set up and how they work together. Or as I said, my video about how to fix laggy stream. Tip number 4, check, and triple check your microphone and your filters are leveled properly. The amount of times I see people talking into the wrong side of the mic, or it's far too quiet, or they've got all this background noise, even though it is so simple to fix these things. I think the most common issue is people have their music or their game audio way too loud and it is overpowering their voice. And they just could fix it if they listened back to their stream or their audio. So please, triple check your microphone and your game sounds. If you look in the bottom right of OBS or in Streamlabs, you'll see your levels and you can tell where things are at. Your audio for your microphone should be just about hitting the yellow, and then your games should be a little bit lower than that in order to actually give you a nice balance. I also want to make sure at the very least you add a limiter or a compressor filter to your microphone. Right click, filters, add filter, limiter or compressor. Seriously, add one of these. If you yell, it'll stop you from hitting red and then causing everyone who is watching your stream to have their ears blown out. While you're here, you can also add noise suppression if you want to remove fans, air conditioning, or low white noise in the background, which comes with a lot of condenser microphones. Just don't add too much or you'll sound weird. Full video on that on the channel. Tip number 15, always check to make sure your game capture and your game settings will actually work with OBS and Streamlabs before you go live. You can do this with a test recording and then heading into your game settings and capping it so it is 60 frames or 120 frames, so it has a nice balance down to your 30 or 60 frame stream. And also make sure you have the correct resolution and the right windowed or full screen mode for that game. Doing technical fixes while you're live really kills your momentum and throws people off, so make sure you do it before you go live, test out games, and don't waste your time while live. Tip number 6, if you want to make sure you're interacting with chat as fast as possible, please turn on low latency mode. Super easy, super important to do. It's insane the amount of people who come into my stream and say, how do you reply so quick? It's low latency. Just make sure you have the internet to support it, of course. Tip number 17, subscribe to the channel. Haha, using the same joke multiple times is very funny, isn't it? That's why I'm almost at 100k subs. Tip number 17 is actually to turn on disconnect protection. If you head to your settings, you'll be able to find it pretty quickly, and this will save you. Now, you have to be using Streamlabs or OBS or another major encoding software. If your internet cuts out, then you're going to be able to have disconnect protection for at least 90 seconds while you try to get yourself back online. If you don't have this on, everyone just gets kicked straight out of the stream, essentially, and it makes it look like you're offline. It's much harder to recover from that than from disconnect protection. Tip number 18, if you are going to use a webcam, then please make sure you turn off all of the automatic settings. Turn off your autofocus, turn off your auto white balance, turn it all off and learn how to use your tools properly. I have a video on it, but essentially make sure you light yourself properly and please make sure you light your background properly. I know your room might not seem dark, but the webcams and the cameras that you guys are using are not as good as the human eye. Our eyes will adjust and make it so our rooms don't look dark. Our cameras struggle to do that, so you will look like you're streaming from a basement or some sort of weird, creepy dungeon. Please. Tip number 19 is an extra one for the cameras. Please make sure when you put your webcam on screen, make sure you put your webcam in the middle on the left or anywhere on the right. Don't put it in the top left or the bottom left. Why? It's because your thumbnail, when you look at a category, has multiple overlays there, which will block your face. You need to have your face nice and visible so people are willing to click it at an eye's glance. To choose between being on the right or being on the left, it really comes down to where your eye line is. For me, if I'm looking at my screen, my eyes run this way, which means I should be placed on the left, looking across to the right. Now, if I had my eyes looking the other way towards the wall, it would look weird and jarring. Now, if I was looking from the right to the left, I would go to the opposite side, and you can see the exact same thing. It'd be looking at the wall, so I have to turn to face this way. Bonus tip as well with your cameras, I feel like a lot of people have really large cameras in their gameplay and browsing scenes. If you hold Alt, you can just drag and make a perfect box or a square or really limit down your camera so it takes up less space. Just a bonus tip. You can actually do this with any source. Hold Alt and drag and it just crops it. It's brilliant. For my 20th tip and my last tech tip before we get into my growth tips, you may not want to hear it, but if your PC and your internet cannot stream, then stop trying to. Stop spending so much money upgrading your equipment and your internet and everything else just so you can stream and go live. You don't know if it's going to work out for you, so investing huge sums of money isn't a good idea when you're starting out. Instead, spend time making YouTube videos. It may be more time intensive to make a video, but it is a lot less resource intensive for your PC to record something, edit something, and upload something. If you do this, you can start building a base of content. You can practice your craft and become more experienced. And most importantly, If you want to keep streaming later down the line, you'll have someone to instantly start streaming to. And you wouldn't have put a huge sum of money into something without knowing if it'll actually pay off and work for you yet. I just don't want to see someone spend thousands of dollars on new internet or a new GPU just so they can encode while live, only for it to not pay itself off. For tip 21, let's get into the growth tips by watching our VODs back. You might think this is kind of strange, but the amount of people who don't watch their own VODs back is wild. You need to watch your own VODs because instantly you'll understand where you need to improve, whether your mic sounds okay, whether or not you're actually being entertaining, and if you watch them back while you're in the highlighter tool, it means you can also capture the best bits for your stream and use them on other platforms. This is huge when it comes to increasing your discoverability. Speaking about discovery, let's talk about tip number 22, and that is the fact that discovery on Twitch is very difficult. The platform just has certain ways you need to act and certain types of content you need to make in order to be discovered. And that's actually the same with TikTok and YouTube. Every single platform has certain rules you have to follow and certain types of content you need to make if you want to grow. Not all content is discoverable in this day and age, whether it's TikTok, YouTube, or Twitch, it doesn't matter. Don't blame the platform, don't put your heels in, don't throw a tantrum. Adapt to what works on those platforms and use it to your advantage when starting out. We don't really get to fight against these giant machines and these giant algorithms. We have to play the game. YouTube won't let you grow if all you upload are badly edited montages from your streams. It's just a fact these days. TikTok won't even share your content if it detects you're swearing in them. And don't even get me started on the trends and tags that TikTok uses. Every platform has a game. We just have to play it if we want to grow. That's a fact. Tip number 23, speaking of external platforms, it's time to pick your social media and how you're going to use them for your niche. I want you to pick one that is good for engagement and then one that is good for discoverability. The most common one for discovery is YouTube, and the most common one for engagements are Twitter or Discord. Spend time learning about the platform. Watch guides like mine on how to use them to your advantage. I've seen people stop posting random highlights and follow my guide on making search-based content, and surprise, they actually start getting views. They start making reviews on games, or they start making little how-to guides, and those videos perform so much better. Tip number 24, I mentioned Discord. I want you guys to set up a Discord template server. Even if you don't invite people to it, even if you have no viewers yet, set it up and start learning how it works. We have a video about how to set it up that even gives you a template server that you can just start with and play around in. It might seem complicated, but once you get your hands into Discord, it's actually really easy to set up and run. And I want you guys to have it ready to go so that when you actually get an audience, it is there and you can start inviting them. Tip number 25, Twitch released a stat that says that 50% of the people who chat for the first time in a stream are more likely to come back to the stream again. If this is true, we need to set up a reason for someone to actually talk in your stream when they join. If you have a bot such as Streamlabs CloudBot, then you can set up timers and commands and more to help engage viewers. Once you're an affiliate, you can add channel points as well. You just need to give someone something to talk about. I really recommend the question of the day command, !QOTD, and then you just manually add a different question every single day. Someone joins, oh, I wonder what this QOTD command does, and it just asks them, hey, what's your favorite type of ice cream? And then if they say anything other than cookies and cream, you can just ban them because you don't want them in your chat anyway. Tip number 26, spend time planning out your content. I feel like a lot of people these days just kind of go live and they wing it and just play a game. But you need to actually think about what you want to talk about, what kind of jokes you want to make. I'm not saying script everything, but just have a small page of fun things you want to talk about, because otherwise it's easy to get lost and just stop talking. You can narrate the game, but sometimes just having a little extra is really powerful when it comes to engaging people to actually start chatting. When you're more experienced as a creator, then yeah, you can completely wing it. But for now, I think sometimes planning stuff out that you can talk about really takes you the extra mile. Tip number 27 is find a unique selling point for your stream and your content. I've talked about how you should always make your titles and thumbnails clickable, but take it a step further. If someone looks at all of Super Mario Odyssey and they see your title says, beating Mario with only my feet, maybe they look at Dark Souls and it says, every death I eat a spoon of Vegemite, or they look at Pokemon and they go, every trainer is level 100, can I beat it? These are unique selling points and they are reasons for people to click your stream over the person next to them. Tip number 28, stop saying things like large creators are only big because they've been doing it a long time. They're boring and they suck. There's a lot of large creators out there who are incredibly talented. You should go watch some larger creators and see what they're doing to make entertaining content and then find how you can insert it into your content. It's really important to look for inspiration. Tip number 29, join streamer communities and discords that have a focus on education, collaboration, and don't allow go lives or any kind of spam of that nature. If you join a Discord and it is full of go lives and spam, pretty much just leave it instantly, because self-promotion like that, lazy self-promotion, it never works. If you're the kind of streamer who goes around only posting your go live link in a bunch of Discords and YouTube comments or anything like that, stop pretending like you're hustling, stop pretending like you're grinding. That's the laziest way you can try and promote, and it will not get you anywhere. Most of the time, that's just follow for follow with extra steps. Tip number 30 might be controversial, but you need to be consistent with your category, your game, your content, and your style. The reality is, when you start out, you cannot be a variety streamer. You have to pick a niche and stick with it. There is a reason why people can get 5,000 followers playing one game and have 120 average viewers. It's because people follow for one type of content and they enjoy that type of content. You can become variety later using some transitioning tools, but for now, if you're just trying to grow, stop changing games every night, stop changing games every week. If you start getting follows, those followers have followed you with intent for a type of content. Stick to it, and you will keep growing. Before I cover my absolute final tip, the pinnacle of whether or not you're going to grow as a streamer, first, I want to throw out a bonus piece of advice. Creators and generally people build up ideas, projects, cool things they want to do in their head for so long that it becomes almost impossible to start it. There's so much hesitation there because you've built it up. But I promise you, if you want to be a YouTuber, make videos. If you want to be an artist, make art. If you want to be a streamer, then stream. We all hesitate. We're all guilty of doing this. But that doesn't mean you can't start now. It doesn't mean you can't take action today. You've got this. And while you're probably going to suck, at the very least, you're able to start improving rather than just dreaming about it. Seriously, just start. No matter how many times you guys ask me, I'm not going to be able to give you some secret tip to motivation. The reality is, you have to have a passion, a drive, and then you just have to start and stick to it, making consistent, small steps that are entirely action-based. So, now that I've told you just to start streaming, are you ready for your final major tip? The one that might be very hard to hear. After your first week, maybe your first month, maybe your first few months of streaming, if you aren't seeing any growth at all, then stop. Stop streaming. Look critically at why you're not growing and be honest with yourself about what you need to do to start growing. Streaming has a very toxic culture surrounding it that tells people to just keep grinding. Keep doing what you're doing. You'll get there eventually. The reality is, that's not how it works, and that's not how anything in this world works. To be a successful streamer, it takes a huge amount of hard work. It's not just hitting go live and playing games like it looks like from the outside. Being a streamer or being a content creator is so many jobs rolled into one. You have to be a digital marketer, a community manager. You have to be a social media manager. And of course, you have to learn all the skills that come with it, such as editing, audio, sound design, film. There is so much more to it than just hitting go live and hoping for the best. And the hardest part is you have to do all of that pretty much alone. There's no one else to help you out at the start. I don't want to be this person that has to say this to you. I'd love to sit here and sell snake oil to you and say, you got this, your buddy, just keep it up. I considered cutting this from the video because I don't want to deal with the angry comments and the people saying that I'm crushing their dreams. But I also don't want to lie to you. So again, if you are not being discovered, if you are not growing your viewership, if your viewers are not coming back to other streams, you need to take a step back and look at everything you are doing and then make changes. Because I don't want to see you guys waste your time grinding like everyone seems to tell you to. But I can say this, and I can end this on a positive note. If you do take a step back from your content and objectively look at it and start taking actionable steps to improve yourself, to be more discoverable, to learn more, because you clearly do, you're watching this video so you want to, then you will start growing. Because you're going to become better at your craft and you're going to be able to be discovered because of it. So hey, comment down below, how many of my 32 tips are you already doing? I hope it does help, and I hope you guys do start growing. I'll see you guys next week.
And it looks like we're live. Hey everybody, this is Roberto Blake helping you create something awesome today. Welcome to a YouTube live stream. Today we are going to be doing a little bit of a Photoshop thumbnail workshop here. I mean, I'll talk a little bit about some other things other than Photoshop, but I think none of you are strangers to the fact that I use Photoshop to do my YouTube thumbnails, my graphic design, and everything like that. So this is something that I'm really excited about. I know a lot of you are too, because a lot of you have told me that you struggle particularly with making, you know, good thumbnails and things like that for your content. And, you know, thumbnails ultimately are, for a lot of people, the barrier to success on YouTube because they can't get people to click on their videos. So today I'm going to talk about that. I'm going to talk about some of the things you need to know in terms of like really good thumbnail design. And so that's something that I'm really looking forward to here. And I really think that it's something that a lot of you will get some value from. So I'm just kind of showing you a little bit of my screen here in Photoshop. We're gonna do like some more of this, but like, let me see if I can get this any bigger. Let me see if I can get this any bigger for you just to take up more of the screen there. And my dog is sitting there making some noise in the background, so I apologize if you guys are hearing him mess around. Tugboat, get. He's under the desk now. Now he just wants attention. It's like I have to put him out of the room before these live streams because all he'll do is he knows that I'm going live. He knows I'm spending time with you guys, and then he'll just want all of my attention to himself. But Photoshop is my favorite software to do editing in, and there's a good reason for that. It's just because for me, I find it is the most, you know, is the most robust tool overall. And so I'm going to show you guys some stuff in that, but you can apply a lot of what I'm going to talk about to other programs and things like GIMP, things like Affinity, and things of that nature. So don't be overly stressed about the fact that I just choose to use Photoshop. It's no big deal. One of the other things I am going to do is I'm going to just talk about some basic principles here. I've got this up on the screen, but I'm also going to show you guys and teach you some of the concepts around conceptual photography for your YouTube thumbnails so that your thumbnails can tell a story. Because what you'll notice about my thumbnails is a lot of what I tried to do, even the thumbnail for this whole live stream workshop, I designed it intentionally in such a way as to convey the value proposition to you and to tell a story. So give me 1 second. I'm gonna let Tugboat out of the room here before he distracts me too much. Tugboat, come on. Come on. Sorry about that, everybody. Just had to let him go out there. But yeah, I mean, this is something that I think will be really helpful to a lot of you. And I do want to answer some of your questions. So question priorities will go to super chats. I will answer questions even without a super chat. I'll just get to the super chats first. The other thing I do want to bring up is just from a replay value standpoint. If you guys are watching the replay of this, there's going to be a ton of replay value, and we'll try to do the timestamps, but I'm going to talk to you about the software that is going to help you make the best overall YouTube thumbnails. We're going to talk about text on a thumbnail versus no text on a thumbnail and why it matters. I'm going to show you some data on thumbnail click-through rates, believe it or not, and we can do that as well. So I think that'll be really helpful for a lot of you. We're going to talk about face versus no face. We're going to talk about using photography instead of using design and graphics, because some of you want to make thumbnails that don't feel like they're clickbait. I'm going to talk about whether or not you should use a screenshot from your videos or not. I'm going to talk about photography, typography, color theory, big one, very important. Some basic design principles, show you a few Photoshop tricks that might help, and then talk to you about developing concepts and planning out your thumbnails and doing all kinds of stuff like A/B testing. But I think real quick, there's a couple of things that I should do so that you guys get a ton of value out of this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring up a tool that I talked about in my previous live stream, and it's going to show you guys, instead of me just telling you, some of the cool stuff that you can do when it comes to YouTube. And so this tool is something from TubeBuddy, which I'll get to here in a minute. But just a quick shout out to our two sponsors. First of all, big shout out to StreamYard. Make sure you're clicking StreamYard in the description down below, because if you're wondering how I'm doing this live stream on YouTube, Facebook, a Facebook group, LinkedIn, and Twitter all at the same time, it's because I use StreamYard, and it's totally free. You can click on the link down below, or you can go to robertoblake.com/go/StreamYard. They're sponsoring this live stream workshop so that we can give it to you guys for free and give you a deep dive into YouTube thumbnails. They're fantastic. I want to thank them for supporting me and the community. And like I said, they're the best free live streaming tool that I've ever used. I used to have like $700 software to do my live streams, and they've never been as good as just using StreamYard, which is free or affordable if you want to use any of their plans. So link down below. Please just check it out for free. Try it for yourself. Let me know what you think. But yeah, let me set up my screen here to show you something. I want to show you a tool that I use that I think would really help you. And I think this one is the screen I need. Yeah. All right. So this is TubeBuddy. This is another tool that is sponsoring the live stream here. I'm going to show you some data. The reason I'm going to show you this tool called Click Magnet is because of all the data that's going to give me about my YouTube thumbnails. So I'm going to teach you kind of a little bit of a auditing process that can be used for your thumbnails. So let me see if I can get this a little bit bigger on the screen for you so that you can get just a better sense of it here. Let me see if I can make that work for you, because I want you to be able to see this, and I want you to be able to like kind of understand. Is that big enough, guys? Is that working for you? Is that big enough? Yeah. What plan do you need to use this? I think you need either the Pro or the Legend plan to use the Click Magnets tool. So I want to show you that I have data that tells me about faces versus no faces and the click-through rate averages for my videos based on this. Now, this will use your own data, so it's not a hard and fast rule. I know a lot of you, the big problem is you're looking for a hard or fast rule on faces versus no faces of which one works better, but it's different for every YouTuber and it's different for every type of channel. And it also depends on the type of audience and goals that you have. Now, if you're a product reviewer, having the product in your thumbnail is going to be much more important than having the face in your thumbnail. Look at people like Marquez Brownlee. And it's not just for big tech channels like him, MKBHD, but it's for any tech channel. I would tell you that the thing that you're reviewing needs to take up like half of the thumbnail or more if you're reviewing a product, because we're there for the product. Now, your face can be in it, but this matters. Now, I don't have enough thumbnails without my face because, let's just be real, I have a personal brand. I'm doing informational content. I just don't have enough stuff without my face. And for me, for building my brand, it just doesn't make sense for me to not have my face in some things until or unless it does. But sometimes I'll try it either way. So for me, and wanting to be recognized as a public figure just to build a connection and relationship with my audience and humanize my brand, it makes sense for me to have a face in my thumbnail. But you should at least try alternatives, because when I did this with just putting the YouTube play button, I got a lot of new viewers who didn't know me, and it helped a lot. Now, with gaming and entertainment, it depends, but I would say the game is more important to the audience than you are. But that's also just me. I watch the Rad Brad a lot. He's the first gaming channel I probably ever watched on YouTube for gameplay tutorials. And so I would say, the game or an interesting aspect of the game is more important. But that doesn't mean you can't ever use a face in gaming thumbnails, because look at Bijou Mike. Bijou Mike is somebody that came up from this community when he had maybe 2,000 subscribers. He's at like over 2 million, and he was a part of this community. And one of the success stories, from the Awesome Squad, he and I did an interview when he was almost at 1 million subscribers here on the channel, talking about gaming channels. So, if you want to reference that interview, it's an oldie but goodie, but he wasn't even at 2 million at the time, and he had just like really started to get traction that year. So if you're a gamer, you should definitely watch the video I did with Bijou Mike here on the channel where he talks about his rise, because again, that was when he was almost at 1 million. He's at like almost 3 million now. So I think that's still relevant information because it tells you how he came up from nothing. Now, if you're going to use a face, something I want to bring up, and I'm going to bring my face here. It's like, you know how people do the YouTube face? Like the YouTube face like that doesn't necessarily work for me. Okay. I looked at the data, and this has facial recognition data, which you could argue is almost creepy, but it's really helpful. And what happened is, apparently when there's more than one face, whether it's me or the YouTube logo as a face or another person, that actually does really well for me and better than when it's just my face. So I'm trying to find ways to use that if I'm doing like...
Hello.
Enemy spotted A.
हो गया
एक स्मोक आ गया आगे इल्ला
बोतल
अभी पीछे देख रहे हैं ब्रदर
अरे इन्फो निकाल रहे हो तुम लोग
My camera is
क्लोज
destroyed.
है मैं वहां पे बैकस्टैप क्यों लगाए हो
हाँ वही तो वहां से कोई आएगा नहीं
ये लगाना तो यहाँ चाहिए चिल रुकते हैं ना दो ही तो स्मोक होते हैं उस टाइम में
तीन भी कर सकते हैं ना
डाल रहा हूँ स्मोक डाल रहा हूँ मैं ब्रा आ रहा है
मैं तो यहीं पे हो रहा
Dropping smokes.
चलो
Cutting their vision.
Our spike carrier
अरे
is
इधर
killed.
है
Last player standing. Spike down A. 30 seconds left.
Wow, my eyes are down.
मेरे ब्लाइंड के साथ ही घुस जाना था रे आप पे कवर है
నేను వెళ్ళిపోయింది రా లోపలికి
हां अरे ये मतलब
लाइन के साथ घुस जाना मतलब वो रिवील किया था रे
क्या
I don't like
रिवील
your
किया था वो
cipher. Don't spy.
तेरे ब्लाइंड में भी तो दिखेगा तो हम लोग उसको तोड़ने के लिए पीछे रह गए
तो अच्छा नहीं वो ब्लाइंडेड था ना फ्लिप
అరే మనం కనబడతాం రా
ఓకే రా ఓకే బట్ ఆల్రెడీ లోపలికి వెళ్ళిపోయినాం కదా దేర్ ఇస్ నథింగ్ వి కెన్ డు నేనైతే లోపలికి వెళ్ళిపోయినా
आई देख तुम दोनों हो डू लीस्ट और कंट्रोलर ठीक है
I'll show
हाँ,
that
तो
brings
पीछे
me
रहता है
true
ना?
power.
हाँ तो मैं तो पीछे रहूंगा ना मैंने तोड़ा भी उसको
This goes here.
वाओ
ओके पहला पिक वेरी नाइस
Reloading. Reloading.
स्मोक डाल दिया दो
वैलिडेशनल
और मैं तो बोला भी था 2 स्मोक खत्म होने के बाद चलते अंदर तुम लोग उसी टाइम घुस गए पता नहीं क्यों
स्मोक खत्म हो गया
के पास ही हो गया
उनका तो ब्रिम है ना भाई ब्रिम के तो स्मोक यहाँ पे डाला तो था बाद में राइट
वो 3 ले स्मोक लेके आए रे
तो फिर से जब स्मोक किया बैक हो जाता है हम लोग
हील చేసుకో
क्या करना है
जाना पड़ेगा और क्या
ऊपर स्मोक कर दो
रुक
आपका
ऊपर होगा
मेरे को
दोनों
ऊपर
दोनों
करना
यू
है।
होल्ड दोनों यू होल्ड
left.
दोनों यू होल्ड
Still inside. Like planet.
One enemy remaining.
వెనక చూసుకో
బ్యాక్ స్టాప్ ఉందిలే అది పెట్టండి ట్రిప్
एक्स्ट्रा के लिए तो वो है रे
Last player standing.
नाइस वन ले गन ले शायद मर जाएगा तो मर
Let's
गया
use our sight to our advantage.
कोई बात नहीं
Wow, this is a nice spot.
रेना रेना बोल रहा हूँ रेड पे दोनों साइड
Camera taken out.
शरीफ है शरीफ लेके आया
Done. My ult ready.
ब्लाइंड दे
Cutting their vision.
इसके पीछे
There. Enemy spotted.
One enemy remaining.
Cage trigger.
Flawless.
Reloading.
are just too good. All right, lucky socks. Don't fail me now.
ए जोनो उसका ब्लाइंड फॉर्म होने के लिए वेट कर रहे हैं वो पहले ऐसे निकल गया था
3 लोग ब्लाइंड हुए थे रे मतलब दो एक बार और एक इंसान का तो मस्त लगा शॉट में वहाँ पे एक गोली चला रहा था वो आ गया
For you, hermanita.
My camera is destroyed.
कहाँ से हमारा पता नहीं चला
ऊपर है मैंने चाहिए
आया इधर यहाँ पे उसका स्मोक इन्वेस्ट करेंगे
आगरा नो इकड़ा ठीक है वो आ रहा है
सोलो नहीं रहे तीनों आ रहे
चलो
स्मोक इन्वेस्ट करें क्या शिफ्ट वॉक कर रहा है मैं यहाँ पे इतना फुट दे चुका हूँ
ओके
इधर एक हो गया
ओके रुक 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 ठीक नहीं लेना
स्मोक डालो स्मोक कर रहा हूँ
नहीं रे एक स्मोक बचा है उसको भी नहीं पता वो कहाँ देगा
और पास है
यहाँ पे एक स्मोक चाहिए ब्रो यहाँ पे एक स्मोक दे ठीक है और ऊपर एक स्मोक दे ठीक है जल्दी ओके नाइस वन
Cage trigger.
वो है वहाँ पे खड़ा है
30 seconds left.
पीछे
एक वॉल
Enemy spotted. A.
मैं कैमरे से टैग जब तक नहीं करता जोनू तब तक आराम से
Camera taken out.
वहाँ पे एक है
वो ब्रिम बाहर निकल रहा है
पीछा यहाँ पे खेल यहाँ पे खेलना
बोल रहा मेरे को बोल रहा है
हाँ
Tripwire destroyed.
नाइस
अरे यार
One enemy
Trick
remaining.
shot.
डिफ्यूज हो रहा है
नाइस वन
Made a mess of yourself.
भागो
मैं उधर खेलने वाला था क्योंकि ट्रिप है ना
Find them
तो
again.
डिस्ट्रैक्ट हो
Kill them
जाएगा
again.
वो। उस टाइम मार सकते हो तो पीक लेके बैठा था इसीलिए
यस वैसे वो देख लिया था शायद फेड
कोई ना
Mr. Kami on myself
देख लिया का सीन क्या पता है अब पता नहीं फेड देखा होगा मे बी हाफ लाइफ नहीं देखा
That goes there.
ऐसा उनके स्मोक्स इन्वेस्ट कराते हैं ठीक है
स्पोक भी नहीं कर रहा
क्यों मतलब क्या है वो
My eyes are down.
80 टैग में
देख तू जस्ट तो मरने के बाद भी स्मोक करता था डजंट मीन तू ऐसा पीक लेगा रे
ओके
आजा भाई ए वो
Last
spike
player
carrier is
standing.
ओह
Spike
I have
carrier
retrieved
killed.
the spike.
गल पे ही ले रहा था रे
क्या कर सकते हैं
Flawless.
क्या कर
मतलब ऐसा दबाया लेफ्ट और राइट दबाया और
देख जब भी क्लोज एंगल्स की बात आती है ना हमेशा लंबा पीक लेते हैं ठीक है
So stay alive, please.
goes here.
Embarrass them.
एक स्मोक आया। सुन, स्मोक ऑक्युपाई करते हैं।
वो स्पैम कर।
Camera taken
हाफ
out.
लाइफ बैक साइड है। एक मिनट देख, एक और स्मोक डालेगा तो स्मोक के अंदर जाएंगे, फ्लैश करके निकलेंगे दोनों। तो यहाँ पे अपना वो यूटिलिटी फेंकना, ठीक है, और ट्राई टू स्मोक यहाँ पे और यहाँ पे, ठीक है।
ओके
ऑलराइट, आजा आजा स्मोक के अंदर। रेडी, 3 2 1 गो।
Cutting their vision.
Have one of these.
Enemy spotted A. Cutting their vision.
रुक जा भाई पहले।
Planet.
अबे ये लोग कॉम्बो कर।
Cage triggered.
वो भी बात करेंगे।
My cover.
Last player standing.
दोनों तुम बहुत गलत स्मोक दिया। मैं जहाँ बोला तूने वहाँ दिया ही नहीं, पता है?
इधर
मैं बोला था यहाँ पे एक देने के लिए और यहाँ पे एक देने के लिए, तू यहाँ दिया है।
सॉरी
उनको कुछ नहीं करना, बस स्मोक से निकलना और मारना है, और क्या।
My ult is ready. Don't be spending too many brain cells figuring them out. Overthinking is just as bad as underthinking.
बी हाफ लाइफ का बहुत सही मैप है, मतलब होल्ड करने के लिए।
हाँ वो मस्त मार्शल ऑपरेटर की तरह उधर।
but he's playing Brim, he's not playing Jet.
इधर ना रहा गन।
उनका सेंटिनल है भी नहीं। वाह,
Reloading.
स्मोक के इधर तो कुछ नहीं है।
स्मोक कर रहा हूँ, अंदर जाना है?
हाँ हाँ रोकर।
Dropping smokes.
Still inside.
जेनी के पीछे
Enemy
क्या?
spotted B.
Cage triggered.
120
Back like I never left.
हाँ इधर है।
Spike down B. One enemy remaining. Last player
Everyone
standing.
hiding. Cage triggered. I have retrieved the spike.
आइस को।
Drop in a smoke.
वो स्मोक में बैठा था नियॉन अपने क्लो के स्मोक।
One downside to being immortal. I can't
इसलिए
play
स्मोक
dead.
हमेशा थोड़ा पीछे की तरफ करते हैं, ताकि उनको स्मोक ऑक्युपाई करके एडवांटेज ना मिले।
रेस के ये अपना इंसेन किधर था?
इनसे जेने के
क्या
पीछे
जेनी के वहीं से स्पेल मार रहा है वो रिवील और वो जो सम ब्लैक गू और सब जाना है। ओल्ड हैबिट।
डिंग डे
Enemy spotted B.
कौन था?
मैं आ रहा हूँ।
स्ट्रेट
मेरे को और बिठाया तो मेरा उल्टा जाएगा।
My ult's ready.
Cage triggered.
अबे स्मोक के हाँ
वेट
Blind
करना
है?
है स्मोक का। हाँ ब्लाइंड तो है।
ब्लाइंड है ना? सुन, सीधा एल्बो घुसेंगे ब्लाइंड मार के, ठीक है? रेडी सेट ब्लाइंड मार।
गो।
Last player standing.
उधर था वो।
सॉरी माय बैड, पूरा इन्फो नहीं दिया। एल्बो इसलिए जा रहे थे बिकॉज़ एल्बो वाले को मैंने मार दिया था। उधर देखते हुए जाना था बेसिकली।
अबे हील क्यों नहीं हुआ मैं?
ओ हील दबाना पड़ता है।
नहीं रे अल्ट में
Look
था
your
मैं।
enemy in the
अच्छा
eye.
पता नहीं है।
It helps with accuracy.
आर यू किडिंग मी?
तो बेसिकली सिंस वहाँ का बंदा मार दिया हमने, तो बाकी लोग बी के अंदर रहने के ज्यादा चांसेस है ना, तो इधर देखते हुए उधर जाने का मेक सेंस बेसिकली।
नहीं तो बोला एल्बो भागेंगे, मैं
हाँ
लिटरली
हम एल्बो ही जा रहे हैं, बट देखना उस तरफ
और मैं देख के जाना है।
Roll for initiative.
नहीं वहाँ से मैं यहाँ से आने का ट्राई कर रहा हूँ, यहाँ पे कोई नहीं आ रहा क्या?
ना से कोई नहीं आ रहा है।
कोई तो है यहाँ होगा।
डीप स्मोक दिया
है तो वो रहेगा।
दे दिया क्या तू स्मोक?
नहीं इसमें रिम ने आग స్మోక్ లోకి వెళ్ళక ఆ స్మోక్ దగ్గర ఉండొచ్చు. స్మోక్ ఇన్ఫో తీయాలందుకు నెవరా క్యామ్ లేదు సార్.
हम लोग वहां से घुसेगा तो मैं यहाँ से
అరే
పక్కనే ఉండా ఇంకా
అక్కడనే ఉండరా.
One enemy remaining.
यहाँ पे
Last player
होगा
standing.
ఒక్క
दो लोग हुक्का से गिरने मत दो उसको.
బయటకు వస్తాడు రా. ఒక్క స్మోక్ చేస్తున్నా.
Drop in a smoke.
గో అరే
No peeking.
कोई ना
I
कोई.
can take a
bro.
cap after this.
Huh?
I've earned it.
చెప్పురా ఏమైందో.
ఏం లేదు
नहीं उसका थोड़ा एग्रेसिव माइंड सेट है और तेरा सेंटिनल माइंड सेट है ना, इसीलिए. और मैं तो सेंटिनल खेलता तो मैं सेंटिनल हूँ ये. तो बेसिकली द होल ड्यूलिस्ट पार्ट इज कॉन्फिडेंस है. कॉन्फिडेंस के साथ पीक लेगा तो मारेगा तू, ऐसा सीन है. और पीक तेरे को ही लेना है. ओ
ఆగు वाओ.
तू क्यों मर रहा है सबसे पहले?
Careful now.
Last
spike
player
carrier is
standing.
killed.
Spike down B.
तू क्यों मर रहा है रे जोनू पहले?
Will we try the same old tricks?
गेम प्लान सोचो क्या करना है. Do we have any advantage apart from 1v1 fights?
What is the procedure?
Get on with it.
चल उक्का चलो.
उका में दो लोग बैठ रहे हैं.
चलो ना.
दो लोग बैठ रहे हैं, जज लेके हो गए.
क्या करना है? स्पैम में मर गया सारे से पहले. स्मोक में से मार दिया वहां पे.
क्या? मे बी बैक साइड.
स्मोक दो.
यू हॉल यहाँ पे हाफ लाइफ है और यहाँ पे फेड है रे. ठीक है एक मिनट.
Here.
रेडी? मेरे को ब्लाइंड चाहिए यहाँ पे. जल्दी दे ब्लाइंड.
वहाँ पे ऊपर.
ब्लाइंड दे रहे.
Cage
Still in
trigger.
sight.
Our spike carrier.
अरे नहीं
Last player standing.
एक भागा
Spike
है
down
तो
B.
तू उधर क्यों जा रहा है रे भाई?
एल्बो के पे करना था
भाई खाली इसलिए तो वो जगह स्मोक कर दिया ना मैं, ताकि हम सीधा अंदर घुसे, अंदर वालों को मारे. स्टफ लाइक दोस.
Last round before the switch.
Last call.
My bad,
for
मैं
all
पूरा
the
info
things
नहीं दे
to
रहा.
kill him with. Buy up.
देख रहे यूजुअली होता क्या है, जहाँ पे हम स्मोक करते हैं ना, तो उधर ना देख के जिधर एक्सपोज्ड है हम लोग उधर देख के फाइट लेना होता है. तो यूजुअली क्या होता है, जो स्मोक के अंदर होता है वो बाहर आके निकल के मारने को ट्राई करता है. बेसिकली वैसा.
My ult's ready.
नियॉन अंदर है। स्मोक जब देना है बता। हाँ?
एक मिनट, मैं थोड़ा सा ग्राउंड कवर कर रहा हूँ।
Cage triggered.
Face your fear!
ब्लाइंड मेरे लिए, आई नीड ब्लाइंड।
एल्बो में है रे 2 लोग।
ओके
प्लांट कर रहा है इधर।
अच्छा ने वो ट्राई कर, आ सकता है।
Camera taken out.
One enemy remaining.
पीछे
भाई पे एल्बो में।
कहाँ पे?
एल्बो।
तेरे पीछे हो सकता है ना।
मेरे पीछे वो ट्रिप है।
No peeking!
Tripwire destroyed.
ओहो बैठ गया। नहीं नहीं फाइट मत ले। रेना का इन्फो नहीं होती है।
Last player
अबे
standing.
80
क्यों फाइट ले रहे? अरे हट।
फाइट नहीं ले आ रहे हैं उधर बस काम है।
Clutch.
कोई ना डिफेंड करेंगे।
Switching sides.
My city needs me. I can't be away for long. Let's end this quickly.
कोई ना, देखते डिफेंस अच्छा होना चाहिए। सेंटिनल है।
Wow, this is a nice spot. Yes, this should do.
तुम ये को
That goes there.
शावर्स देखो तुम दोनों, यहाँ से आएगा तो मेरा ये तो है ही।
लो पड़ने यूज कर शावर्स। लो पड़ने यूज कर। मैं अलायंस खेल रहा हूँ।
अभी वो लोग पुश नहीं करेंगे रे, ठीक है। तू अगर वहाँ देख रहा नहीं रे, तू वहाँ देखा तो स्मोक कैसे ट्रिगर करूँगा मैं?
स्मोक गलत हो गया रे।
रुक तो बस रेडी रहे।
Got you.
यू होल्ड।
Wow, my eyes are down.
पार गया हूँ।
Last player standing. One enemy remaining. Spike down A.
No peeking!
वहाँ शरीफ भी है। ग्रीन बॉक्स इसके पीछे।
Cage triggered.
यार और नॉट 4।
मेरे मुंह पे आ गया रे फ्रेंजी लेके ये।
We know more than we did before. Let's use that.
मैं मार्शल ट्राई कर रहा हूँ। Unless anyone has any objections.
गेम ट्राई
को
किया।
कोई ऑब्जेक्शन नहीं है। हम लोग फ्रेंडली मैच खेलते हैं सो दैट वी कैन ट्राई न्यू थिंग्स और कुछ नहीं।
खेलने के बाद मार्शल क्यों लिया वो सबने। देख रहा है उधर शावर्स में।
सेव कर रहे हैं।
वहाँ पे फुट तो आ रहा है। मैं तो सेव किया था।
स्मोक तो आ रहा है।
वाओ 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 वाओ। అరే నేను మెయిన్ నుంచి కొట్టేస్తారు నువ్వు అట్లా తెలుసు తెలుసా నీకు ఏంటో అది.
Spike planted. Last player standing.
बुलडॉग अरे
Their lives are so meaningless. Might as well give them to me.
तो यार भाग रहा था वो रीलोड करते तो मारूंगा नहीं क्या?
This goes here. Oh, this is a nice spot. Yes, this should do.
भाई
इधर एक ट्रिप
There.
लगा।
मैं तो यहाँ लगाऊंगा
I
यार।
will find you.
फर्स्ट राउंड में ट्रिप्स होते नहीं ना इतने सारे।
नहीं मतलब और थोड़ा आगे लगाने का।
आगे नहीं लगा रहा हूँ। हाँ तो पर तू यहाँ खेलता ज्यादा बेटर नहीं रहता? यहाँ से तो इधर वाले को भी मार सकता है, इधर वाले को भी मार सकता है।
यहाँ से बोल रहा था।
ग्रीन बॉक्स के पीछे से वो स्पैम भी होता है ऊपर से, राइट? है कि नहीं?
ना तो नहीं है रिप्ले।
बस निकल मत पीछे से, ठीक है? इन्फो लेने के लिए, क्योंकि ट्रिप साइड जब तक ट्रिप टूटता नहीं तब तक चिल। आ रहे हो लोग?
Where is everyone?
ब्रिम अंदर आया, ब्रिम अंदर है।
One enemy remaining.
Destroyed.
मार ना भाई, तू किससे छुप रहा है भाई? तो शॉटगन। नो नथिंग, कुछ नहीं।
Listen up, you muckers.
बोलिए अगर शॉटगन खेल रहे हैं,
Back up, just give me a
आई विल
nudge.
रिमेम्बर
I
दिस
might
कि
not
हाँ
be
वो
dead,
वहाँ से
just
थोड़ा
take
मेरे
me
को
back.
हेल्प कर सकता है। तो क्लोज एंगल बैठा है।
This goes here. Oh, this is a nice spot.
ये
I
दिला
need
रखो।
this. That goes there.
नहीं फिर तो।
मांग 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 मांग।
I
मांग
need
रहे।
this.
उनको मेरा पोजीशन पता है, ठीक है? तुम क्या कर रहे हो? शॉटगन खेल रहा तो इधर
Here.
खेल, इसके पीछे।
अबे इधर उसका स्टन आ रहा है रे।
तो शॉटगन में कौन सा स्टन का इशू है रे? वो तो एक
अरे
बुलेट में तो उड़ा देगा।
ना ना नहीं होता है। कोई तो कूदा।
वो ट्रिप्स के लिए वो देख रहा है। नाइस। देखो कुछ दिख नहीं रहा ब्रो।
One enemy remaining.
Cage trigger.
Spike down A.
हाय हाय, वो छोटे गैप में था और मैं क्या बोलूँगा भाई। इसके पास आ जा रे।
Have one of
ऊपर।
these.
30 seconds left.
हाँ।
Last player standing.
88। अबे उसको पता नहीं है ना मेरा पोजीशन, फिर मैं वॉक करूंगा उसको पता नहीं।
देख जोनू यहाँ पे है, उनको मेरा
अबे
पोजीशन।
शांत हो जाओ, शांत हो जाओ।
10 seconds left. Spike planted.
नाइस वन।
हाँ तो मैं बोल रहा जोनू का पोजीशन उनको पता है, वहाँ पे है वो, ठीक है? और उनको पता है मैं तो यहीं खेलता हूँ। और पीछे से किसने रिवील तोड़ा है?
For you, wee man.
नहीं हाँ, ऐसा बोल रहा है।
अरे डिडक्शंस रे।
They're just berries.
इनको फिर जैसे तू ओपोनेंट में रहने से कैसा सोचेगा? करेक्ट।
अबे ये ले नेवरा। किसी को वैंडल चाहिए, वैंडल लो।
वैंडल नहीं खेलता रहा।
This goes here. Yes, this should do. Oh, this is a nice spot.
थोड़ा सा रिस्की प्ले करने वाला हूँ मैं।
That goes there.
अल्टे भूल गया।
Drop in a smoke.
बैक स्टैब।
Put down.
भाई वाओ,
शाप आ रहा था।
ये तो
अरे नो शावर शॉट,
शावर में ट्रिप नहीं लगा ना? लगा लेंगे क्या? और ले रहे हैं यहाँ पे।
देख रहा हूँ मैं तो।
लगा दिया ट्रिप।
तोड़ने की कोशिश।
ट्रिप पे खेले ब्रो।
यानी ऑन।
Careful now.
पहन
Reloading.
Tripwire. Cage trigger.
दोनों है वैसे।
One enemy remaining. Flawless.
Miserable creature.
नियॉन कैसा भाग के आ रहा था अंदर फ्रेंसी देख के।
One of my cameras is broken.
क्या हो गया क्या इधर का?
Oh, wait.
नहीं
एक और राउंड है।
एक और राउंड है.
It's fine.
भाई साहब हाफ लाइफ मार ही दिया था पता है.
This goes here.
23 kills there.
Yes, this should do. Oh, this is a nice spot. We will reveal their secret. This goes here.
Drop in a smoke.
वो कहाँ खेल रहा है? कहाँ खेल रहा है? मैं फिर अंदर खेलता हूँ.
नहीं 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 अल्ट है, ब्रिम का अल्ट है.
अच्छा ओ ओ ओ नाइस. मेरे पे भी तो मार सकता है.
69 IQ.
ओके. सच
Drop in a
कॉन्फिडेंस.
smoke.
दोनों बस देख के यहाँ से कोई तेरे को ना मार दे, ठीक है? वहाँ से एक्सपोज होके मत रहे. और पीक भी मत ले.
Tripwire destroyed. Cage triggered.
चिल.
कर रहा है स्क्रीन बॉक्स।
Where is everyone?
मारो रे.
डीके डू रे.
One enemy remaining.
चिल.
Spike down
साथ
A.
खेल लो. साथ खेल लो. प्लांट करना है उसको.
Last player standing. 30 seconds left.
नाइस चंद्र. भाई साहब तू भी ब्लाइंडेड था क्या?
Regrets, everyone.
हाँ
Your hearts
नहीं
are
इसको बोल रहा हूँ सुपर को.
मैं स्टंट था रे नियॉन का वो पड़ा
अच्छा
ना।
स्टंट था. बोलो रे ये सब स्टंट हूँ ये हूँ तुम बोलो क्या इन्फो दोगे तुम लोग मेरे को फिर? हैं?
पेड़ को मारा
मैं
था
सोच रहा हूँ
ना
तुम
रे,
लोग
फिर-
मस्त हो. तुम लोग मार क्यों नहीं रहे मेरे साथ?
That goes there.
अरे रे बीरा सारा.
Sorry.
Wow, this is a nice spot. This goes here. That goes there.
तेरे को दूर का दिखेगा.
एल्बो खेल.
मेरे को बोल रहा है।
हाँ.
Drop in a smoke.
जा रहा हूँ।
जब तक ट्रिप्स कुछ नहीं करते कुछ मत करो, ठीक है? इन्फो मिलना ही नीचे. पेड़ का वो आयन से तोड़ना ब्रो मेरे लिए, ठीक है? मैं कैमरा से देख रहा हूँ तब से. मतलब रिवील आया तो बेसिकली. मतलब यहाँ फेंकेगा तभी मैं रिवील लूंगा. ओ नो वरीज. फेंका देख. नाइस. तेरा फायर आ गया तो उनको पता है तू वहाँ पे, ठीक है? तो चिल. नो वरीज. मेरे पे भरोसा रख. अब नहीं कर सकते भाई.
बच गया.
ओके ट्रिप टूट गया वहाँ का. कोई ना छोड़ दो उसको. उनको बस एक का ही इन्फो है, ठीक है? ट्रिप्स का पता नहीं चला.
Caught one. Cage triggered.
ट्रैक दो.
One enemy remaining.
Like I never left.
अंदर है.
No one's been
Yeah.
again.
आपके के ऊपर ही कैमरा मत है.
Symphony of death. You get
Easy.
used to it.
इसलिए फैंटम खेलता हूँ मैं अभी. जैसे उनको तेरा इन्फो क्यों है पता है? वो बुलेट का वो आता है ना, इसीलिए.
ट्रेसर्स।
Yes, this should
इतने
do.
क्लोज एंगल्स में इट्स द सेम
This
थिंग.
is a nice spot.
इन लोग प्लांट हुए तेरे एनिमीज नियर साइटेड 3।
This goes here. Yes, this should do.
देखो चाहिए तो जोनो जेनी के अंदर से खेल ले ब्रो. और
This
अच्छा
is
हो
a
जाएगा.
nice spot.
ये भी सही है.
मैं जनी के अंदर से खेल रहा हूँ.
अंदर से.
ए इधर है लॉन्ग से 2 फुट से।
रिवील आया तो मैं खुद तोड़ूंगा. नो वरीज. ठीक मत ले. इन्फो देना ही नहीं है ब्रो.
रिवील आया.
कोई ये ही नहीं.
वाओ.
ये लेवल पे ट्रिप्स ट्रिगर ही नहीं होते.
Face your fear.
ओ नियॉन आ गया.
क्या खेला रे।
Last player standing.
अच्छा नियॉन ऊपर है, नियॉन कहाँ है? नियॉन तो ऊपर है।
हाँ भाई ऊपर आ गया था।
आ गया कि वो तो ऊपर है रे। आता तो एक बात था, मैं सोचा वो आ गया इसलिए मैं पीछे जा रहा हूँ साइड के उनके। देखा तो वो तो वही है, आए ही नहीं हो तो।
इधर था, इधर इधर।
वो तो यहाँ पे है ना अभी, वो आया कहाँ पे अभी तक? आना इज बेसिकली यहाँ पे और वहाँ पे, क्योंकि ट्रिप्स है ना वहाँ पे।
ओके ओके।
हम ट्रिप्स पे खेल रहे हैं, फेड का अल्ट का कुछ मतलब ही नहीं था।
This should do.
हाँ
This goes here. Oh, this is a nice spot. That goes there.
लॉन्ग लॉन्ग।
तेरा ट्रेड कोई नहीं ले सकता वो। और ये हमारे, हाँ ये हमारी तो स्मोक है। ये क्या स्मोक है रे?
पता नहीं।
वो लोग यहाँ तक आ जाएंगे। नाइस वन।
इधर से और बुटा रहे वो लोग अल्टी और।
One enemy remaining. Spike down.
लॉन्ग है, लॉन्ग है, लॉन्ग है, लॉन्ग है, लॉन्ग है।
पता नहीं कहाँ है रे वो।
लॉन्ग है,
लॉन्ग है, लॉन्ग है।
आया आया आया।
अरे यार
रुक जा रुक जा रुक जा, आराम से।
क्या विफ कर दिया रे। गंदिस को गंदिस।
Cage triggered.
गन तो है।
हाँ हो गया।
Spike
वो
spotted
फैंटम,
B.
फैंटम
They don't have
नहीं लेने दिया जो मेरे को।
worth saving.
Black X6 Phantom.
This goes here.